We are in an area where a lot of people run livestock, whether that's on their cropping country or just maybe even on country that isn't as suitable, but there's lots of us also who are in the mixed farming system. I think one of the challenges we have is how do we get the most out of the pasture phase that contributes both to production of it and also to then the following wheat crops or canola crops or whatever. So fortunate today to have Richard Hayes speak to us as a research scientist from DPI Water, and he's been involved in a lot of research work on pasture evaluation, acid soil management, and even had a dabble with perennial wheat, which some of us will remember. Yes. I'm sure. So Richard's going to talk to us about improving establishment and getting more from your pastures. So thanks for
Thanks, Neil. Well, just as we're getting that presentation up, as Neil said, I'm presenting on behalf of the Evercrop project, which is a GRDC supported project focused on looking at the benefits and costs of getting perennial species into crop and landscapes. And I think the GRDC deserves a bit of credit for supporting this project. They can cop a bit of flack for supporting projects which are seen as livestock projects, but as we've seen today, and as hopefully we'll see, there's obviously a lot of benefits in improving the synergies between crop and livestock enterprises, and that's something that the project is aiming to look at. And of course, I'm presenting on behalf of the large team, including Tony Swan, who spoke a bit earlier as well. Alright, so on the last meeting before lunch, so I thought what I'd do is I'd get the key recommendations out early, so if you do happen to drift off, you've got the main messages. I was asked to sort of go through our project and find out what are the key messages that farmers can take and adopt tomorrow. So that's what I've sort of focused on here. But of course there's a lot of research underpinning it. One of the things we're going to talk a lot about is establishing pastures under a cover crop, and unfortunately for you there's not one easy answer. So the first message is that it's for the individual to consider their context, consider the situation to decide whether establishing a particular pasture in a particular year under a cover crop is appropriate. So unfortunately there's no one size fits all answer, which would have been very convenient. If you do use a cover crop to establish your pastures, we're suggesting that you reduce your cover crop seeding rates to a quarter of the normal rate. So if your normal wheat sowing rate is 40 kilos, we're suggesting when you put it in as a cover crop over a pasture, that you reduce it back to 10 kilos. I'm suggesting that if you're going to use a cover crop, that you only cover crop loose. You don't bother with any other pasture species because they're just not resilient enough, and we'll see why. And I'm also going to suggest to you that you avoid sowing pre-covered pastures, so we'll get to that. Okay, in terms of perennial pasture options, we spent a lot of time in the previous decade evaluating perennial pasture species across a range of environments. Admittedly, most of the stuff that we did was out of water, so more in the southern environments, but I put it to you that most of our research will be pretty relevant to most of you here in the Central West. It's no secret to find that lucerne is the king. There's very few species that are as resilient and robust and as broadly adapted as lucerne. It's the only perennial legume you've got that's viable, so it really is the mainstay. And of course, the Central West has been growing lucerne since the 1830s, so I'm not telling you anything new there. However, there may be reasons in your system to consider alternative species, either to add value to lucerne or to replace lucerne in particular contexts. And there's probably a couple that I can point you to, but you're not spoiled for choice. There's not that many options. Perhaps the first one would be phalaris. And one particular cultivar of phalaris, which I could recommend, is Cyrolan. Cyrolan's it's an old cultivar, it's Alzheimer's. It was released in 1978. There still isn't anything better than Cyrolan phalaris in terms of lower rainfall environments. I think this particular grass has some potential, particularly if we're talking about integrated strategies for managing weeds. Very competitive against particularly winter grass weeds. And I think we've got a lot more to learn there about how we integrate something like phalaris into our cropping systems to get the weed suppression as well as the nitrogen benefits of a pasture. I think it can be done. I think we've got some work to do there. This is just a graph of this particular trial presentation in itself. But what we're looking at here is Cyrolan phalaris biomass production compared to one cultivar of Coxwood, which I'll talk about in a minute, and two types of lucerne, some winter active and winter dormant lucerne. And essentially, all I want to show you there is, in terms of biomass productivity, Cyrolan phalaris can be highly productive in these environments. This is an area park. You can see the years along the bottom here. And in the years that I've got circled there, Cyrolan doubled the production of any other entry in that trial. So it can be quite a productive species. The point I'm making is that you could have a fit in your system. The other one that I mentioned is Casabar Coxwood. Casabar is also an old cultivar, it's even older than me. And it was actually collected from the Mediterranean environments that received 275 millimetres of rainfall a year. It actually didn't do too well in this trial early on, and that's because we had those wet years. And the Casabar, it's one of those things, and it happens quite a bit. The better the season, the worse it does. And it was only when we got a dry stint and things started to open up a bit that it really hit the straps. So whereas Cyrolan phalaris, you can push it a little bit further west of the Newell, but you probably can't go too far. If you're going further west than that, you probably have to go to Casabar Coxwood if you're looking for an alternative to lucerne. The only other species that I could suggest to you would be chicory. Chicory is a perennial herb, so it's quite similar to lucerne. It's got a deep tap root. There's some active. It's not a legume, so it has to be grown with a legume. Probably the best legumes are the annual legumes, something like that, or grown with subclover and arrowleaf clover, something like that. But regardless, it's more suited to high rainfall environments. If you're growing here, you're probably looking at a 2 to 3 year pasture phase at max. Now, if you're looking for a longer phase, you won't do better than lucerne. But still, it's very high quality forage, and it could probably add value to expanding enterprise in a particular situation. But beyond that, there really isn't many other options that we've got available to you. And so, as a consequence, most of our research has been based around these 4 species. All right, let's get on to cover crop. Now, it's actually funny because we've been talking today about weed suppression and competition with weeds. Cover crop, the way I'm using the term cover crop, I'm talking about the simultaneous establishment of a crop and a pasture. So you sow the crop and the pasture seed at the same time, you grow them up together, you harvest the crop at the end of the year, then that becomes your pasture phase for 2 to 3, 4 years or however long. The principles of establishing a pasture under a cover crop are kind of the reverse of suppressing weeds in a crop situation. So many of the principles that we've been talking about today are relevant here. We're just looking at it from a different perspective. Okay, so why do we spend so much time talking about cover cropping or looking at cover cropping in our project? Well, I guess there's a bit of a background there. There's over 80 years of research. We found a publication back in 1936 of experts, largely pasture experts, suggesting that the pasture should not be established under a cover crop. So a very clear recommendation from quite a number of publications. Yet a survey that we conducted around the southern region in 2008 showed about 80% of farmers were still sowing and establishing their pastures under a cover crop. So there's this apparent disparity between the experts and farmer practice. So we thought it was worth revisiting the issue. And in particular, most of the previous cover cropping work was done prior to the 70s. So since that time, there's of course been a bit of a revolution in machinery. And so we thought, well, it's worth coming back and having another look at this issue just to see who was right or wrong, or perhaps there was some middle ground there. So the Evercrop project had a number of activities. We did a comprehensive literature review to see what work had been done. We established more than 15 field experiments, both small plot and farmer sown experiments. We constructed the decision support tool prototype just to help people make decisions, work through the issues, and then we conducted a detailed financial risk analysis, which I'll show you a little bit of later. And that's just a photo of one of our farmer sown trials at Area Park, courtesy of Tony Swan, which is a kilometre long strip of pasture sown either with or without a cover crop. That's a replicated trial sown with a farmer here. And that's a little map, all those little stars up there. just show where our field installations were. So, you know, we had half a dozen sites across the southern and central west, but as I said, 15 trials in all. So we've got a good range of environments in that mix. Now, in terms of the results, and what I've gone through and I've picked the eyes out of the results just to tell the story, but these are pretty indicative of the other results from trials that we've got. Now, the obvious one, the success of establishment across all of our trials was overwhelmingly driven by seasonal conditions. And that's so blatantly obvious, it's almost stupid. But it's worth remembering that, you know, seasonal conditions is one of those things. It has a big impact. You've got no control over it. You've got limited capacity to predict it. And one of the things that makes it hard for us, you know, to generate rules of thumbs is that, you know, chance events like a storm just at a critical time can have a big impact on whether a pasture survives or not. So the results we get as a result, as you can appreciate, are highly variable. The good thing about it is our range of field trials covered a pretty large range in seasonal conditions. So, for example, Huron Creek, 2008, we had a total annual rainfall of 340 millimetres. Brocklesby, 2011, we had, you know, close to 880 millimetres. So we did capture a good part of the range that you might expect out in the field. Okay, so just a few of the results. And again, I'll pick the eyes out of this. This comes from Area Park in 2009. Interestingly, the growing season rainfall was 235 millimetres. Now, this was a dry year at Area Park. So looking at John's presentation, this might be a little bit more similar to where most of you are probably sitting in the median year by the look of it. But anyway, in this particular trial, we had 3 perennial pasture species. We don't have crops with this one. And we had 2 sowing rates, if you like. This is 24 would be the traditional sowing rate, which is a half cover crop sowing rate. And that was chosen by the particular farmer. And then we halved it again. So this is the quarter rate compared to a normal control. Now, if we just look firstly at perennial plant density, what you can see is that as cover crop rate increases, perennial plant density decreases. It's true for lucerne and it's true for the other 2 species as well. Probably the other thing to note, and this comes back to this key recommendation about, well, only use lucerne if you're going to the cover cropping. The other species, when they decline to levels of less than 5 plants per metre square, which pretty well equates to a failure. So they're not nowhere near as robust as lucerne under a cover crop. And there's probably a couple of reasons for that. There's a few attributes of lucerne that make it so well adapted to this context. It's summer active, which means that if you happen to jag a storm at harvest or just after harvest, it can respond. And whereas something like Phalaris, it's shutting down. And the horse is pretty well bolted for that one. It's a legume. It's the only one of the 3 that are a legume. So whereas it's also competing for light and water and other nutrients, but it's not competing so much for nitrogen. So it has a bit of an advantage over the Phalaris and chicory, which is competing for the very vigorous crop for nitrogen. And lucerne is just inherently drought tolerant. I think you could say the same for Phalaris, not so much for chicory. But lucerne is the only one that has all of these 3 traits. So that's what makes it so well adapted, so resilient under this, you know, the stress of cover cropping. And it's probably why the others aren't so suited. Going back to this trial though, not only was plant density decreased as cover crop sowing rate increased, but also plant size decreased. So the size of the perennial plant at the end of the establishment year, so prior to that first summer, you know, is critical in its ability to be able to survive the summer drought. So the smaller the plant, the less likely that plant is to survive the summer drought. And so we can see that, you know, having a cover crop increases the risk of pasture establishment failure. Okay, another thing that we should consider too, and particularly relevant to this morning's discussion, is this issue of weed infestation, because it's quite a difficult thing to put a number, a dollar term on. You know, what's the benefit of weed suppression? In most of our trials, what we found was that we didn't get a significant difference in total biomass production between cover crop and non-cover crop pastures. So, in other words, in that previous slide that I showed you where lucerne density declined where there was a cover crop, well, there was no difference in biomass in the following year because other weeds came in. And I'll just show you this. This is a again, some of the swing tiles. So here, area park in 2009, where we established the lucerne without a cover crop. In the second year, we had a good lucerne pasture, only 10% of it was weeds, and in this particular case, most of that weed was flea only. Where we had the quarter cover crop sowing rate, we had close to 30% weed in our lucerne pasture. Where we had the heavier cover crop sowing rate, we had close to 60% weed. So it just goes to show, although there's not a difference in total biomass often, there is a difference in the composition. And if weed management is at the top of your list in terms of your pasture, and if it's one of the jobs that your pasture has got to do, it might be something you want to consider when you go to establish your next pasture. Just in terms of the impact on the crop of the growing with the pasture. So this is a bar graph of an area park in 2 years, 2009, 2010. We've got the quarter cover crop sowing rate and the half, so that's the 10 and the 20. What we're seeing is where sowing rate increased, plant density increased, so there's no surprise there. But interestingly, we didn't observe any significant difference in grain yield despite the lower plant density, and that was in either year, either a dry year or a wet year. There was no significant difference in grain yield. There was also no significant difference in protein. So there was not much impact on the crop, and this is why we're making this recommendation. That, well, look, there seems to be a big impact on the pasture, but there doesn't seem to be a big negative on the crop. So it seems fairly logical that, well, if you want to establish your pastures under a cover crop, pull your crop seeding rate back to a quarter, and you don't seem to be losing out on it. And again, as I said in the trials, we looked at the quarter sowing rate, quarter sowing rates were roughly 10 to 15 kilos a hectare, which are probably similar to what you'd be looking at up here. Just a couple of slides on the financial risk analysis. This was done by Tim Hutchins and Tom Woodburn. So they use computer models to analyse a hypothetical 1,000 hectare farm of Dorman. Now, what they were trying to do is they're taking account of sequences. So they were trying to not look at 1 year in isolation and say, whether this practice is good. They're trying to look at sequences of the year. What happens if you get a couple of good years? What happens if you got a couple of bad years? And in order to do that, they had to, the output was the cash balance at the end of 10 years. That was their measure of success. So what was the money in the bank after a full budget at the end of 10 years? So what the model does is it uses rainfall to predict pasture and crop growth, and overlays that with a random distribution of adjusted commodity prices taken from the last 5 years. So from the combination of prices and rainfall, you get a whole number of possible combinations that they just run. They run that actually over 10,000 hypothetical decades to generate probability distribution curves. But of course, the economic model doesn't account for things such as weeds and ground cover and some of those less financially accountable sort of factors. Now these are the types of outputs that we were getting. And the only reason I put this up is to just show you the sort of the variability in the results that they will get. Two graphs here. So this one here is the graph of the undersown pasture. This graph here is of the farm that sows pasture without a cover crop. We've got here the behavioural cash balance. This is how much is in the bank at the end of 10 years. And here we've got our 3 decades. And these 3 decades are just taken random just to give you a feel for the spread of the data. So in 1978, which is largely flat, the decade starting in 1988, which is quite profitable, and then the decade starting in 1998, which is less than profitable. The point I wanted to make there was you can see that there's not a big difference between the two. We'll see that in the next slide, but there's a large variability between the two. And it's this variability that is imposed on us by seasonal conditions and by commodity prices and by a range of external factors that really impact on the financial modelling. When you put all that variability together and you just try and compare, okay, what is the impact of this practice on farm profitability, the cash balance at the end of the decade? What they're saying is that the lucerne is more profitable than the annual pasture, as we already knew, but there was not much difference in terms of profitability between lucerne that's undersown or lucerne that's direct sown. So what does that tell us? Well, there's a couple of things. shows that in a model farm using their risk analysis that there was no difference.